el galdarin Ti dusil guger gare Ti nim haznim im yarin Garmir ganach harkere Garmir gamut harkere Im sidin dagale Im horo digvarte Im horo digvarte Horo dig, moro dig Horo dig, moro dig Im yane meg hadig humare Çuhir kuge yerisi de kuge serde kuhir kuge beheru danguge Ari içnek taşterum karenk zahig varterum Panank melen sederum Panank melen sederum Panank melen sederum Horodig, horodig Horodig, morodig Miane meg hadig humare El galdari, sildu silgu gerare, tiendim haznim im yari, garmir ganach harkeri, garmir kavot harkeri, im sidim dagale, im horo digvarte. Horodig varte, horodig, morodig, horodig, morodig, miane, meg hadig humare, horodig, morodig, horodig, morodig, miane, meg hadig humare, horodig, morodig, horodig, morodig, miane, meg hadig humare, horodig, morodig, morodig, miane, meg hadig humare. Thank you, guys. My name is Danny Bedrosi, and thank you so much for coming out. This is the first of 3 Saturdays that I'm doing here at the Blue Tavern. Co-sponsored in part by Word of South and Chop House on the Bricks, so give it up to them for helping to sponsor this. Yeah, so I'm doing some Armenian music tonight. This is something I don't get to do very often. My regular job is as the keyboard player for George Clinton Parliament Funkadelic. Thank you. But when I get a chance, I try to do the music of my people, Armenian music, and I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of different Armenian music going... Today, I think I'm going to go backwards chronologically, and I'm going to end somewhere around 1400 BC. So, the one you just heard was Horodig Morodig. It's an Armenian song that comes specifically from Syrian Armenians who migrated from a village called Govdun after the genocide. And so that song is from there. Thinking heavily about my people in Syria now because they're kind of dealing with a lot of stuff. So that was the first one we're doing here, and we're going on to some more kind of popular Armenian music from the 20th century, from the late 20th century. The next one, Yerk Arachin Siro. This was popular in the Soviet Union and in pre-revolution Iran among the Armenian community. I also want to mention that next weekend, it's going to be really special next door at the Rec Room, if you guys are going to be around. My trio, Secret Army, is playing, and it will be, if you guys went to Word of South, it was the little opening set for the P-Funk 70th anniversary, but it'll be a full set with Secret Army. and that is the rhythm section of Parliament Funkadelic. So it's myself, the drummer, and the bass player from P-Funk. We play all over the world together. We are very, very tight, and I think you guys would really enjoy the show. It's the first time we've done a full Secret Army set in Tallahassee in 13 years. So it's going to be really special with 8 o'clock next week, right next door at the Rec Room. And then the weekend after that, I'm doing a book talk. I have a new book coming out in October called Make My Funk the P-Funk, about 1975 and how that was like the paradigm shift year for that band. And so that book is coming out in October. I'm doing kind of a preliminary book talk. And my wife, Batavian Lewis, who is also here tonight, has a new album that came out, as well as a poetry chapbook, and she's going to be doing some poetry readings as well. There, it's going to be really special. So, just want to let you guys know about all of that. And then, of course, if you're interested, I do have one copy left of the best-selling, I'm happy to say best-selling, authorized P-Funk song reference. This came out back in 2023. This is the full history of Parliament Funkadelic, 70 years of music, basically. Everybody who played and sang on every song, the full discography. And then for those of you who are Armenian or interested in Armenian things, I have my Armenian comic books, Sons of the Sun. This is the first 3 issues, the trade paperback. And then issue number 4 just came out. This is the floppy for issue number 4. And it's the history and mythology of Armenia. And it's in comic book form. So if you guys like that, check it out. Maybe at the break you can come see me and pick one up. And I got music, of course, and all kinds of other stuff. So I hope you can support. Thank you so much, you guys, for coming out. We'll do some more.
Բայց գաբրեսին երկում ոսկվար Բայց գաբրեսին երկում ոսկվար իր հոգիս սերզվարել ինձ նիման քեզ սիրով էլ չգա առաջին այդ սիրուց ահա ես չունեմ դթար այդ գաբրեսին երգում ոսկեվար առաջին այդ սիրուց ահա ես չունեմ դթար այդ գաբրեսին երգում ոսկեվար
Thank you. Now the next one I'm going to play is something that I had curated especially for the centennial of the Armenian genocide that we did over at, what was that hall? Did anybody go to that? The centennial, the Armenian genocide centennial? Offerman, thank you Ashiva, Offerman Hall. And this was something, it's a tamzara, and so for those who aren't Armenian or Assyrian, tamzara is a 9/8 dance. It's very common in Western Armenia, especially in the area called the Voski Dasht, which is where I'm from. It means golden plain. The Voski Dasht is the area of Western Armenia where the Tigris and the Euphrates rivers meet. So that's where my family is from. It has been since dammed by the Turkish government, D-A-M, not D-A-M-N. Well, you could say both. But it's been dammed by the Turkish government and flooded. So now that whole area is underwater. So the village my family is from is now underwater. But that whole area was what they considered the fertile plain of northern Mesopotamia, where farming first began and the domestication of animals, all that kind of stuff. So these dances, these 9/8 dances, these tamzaras, they're thousands of years old, but I actually developed my own tamzara for the event, and I'm going to play it for you guys now.
Ay tamzara երբաց եկան Գարնան կանաչ թեները Գնատարը հապյոները ինգյոնի Շարվե շարան անցան զուգված ուկտերը Yarzel kanat yalanere Yoli Yabisharan ramzam zufat Ukere Yarzel kanat yalanere Yoli Ankin yaris Luis yeresin garore Nazuk mechkin Unzak zamanin garore Choksil vin anushodin garore Sevechkin oven yechegin Yoli Kaptilezvin anushobin karoren Sevechkerovin yechevin yoli Champagnolin zanocem Pion ligerin Kedukarin zanocem Yespanduk demesteverin zanocem Yespanduk demesteverin violin Yespanduk demesteverin zanocem Kueriga sabone jampan violin
That was Bingyoli, about the village of Bingyoli. The next one I'm going to do is actually an Armenian American one, written by one Dave Seville. For those who don't know, that's his stage name. His real name was Ross Bagdasaryan, and he was the first cousin of William Saroyan, the award-winning author, Armenian American author, probably the most important Armenian American literary figure. And he was also the creator of Alvin and the Chipmunks. And he was Dave, you know, from Alvin and the Chipmunks, you know. So that was Ross Bagdasaryan. He also wrote a bunch of really like well-known, kind of like kitschy kind of songs back in the 50s. What was it, Medicine Man? Was that the one he did? He did one of those ones that was that real kind of catchy, like da-da-da-da-da kind of thing back in the 50s. But he also wrote songs for Rosemary Clooney, a lot of pop artists. And this is one of the ones that she covered. A lot of people have covered this, including Bagdasaryan himself, with William Saroyan narrating. But this is Come On to My House.
One lonely immigrant boy, going from work one day, see fine US number, want a girlie, fall in love with her right away. He looked on but he didn't know what to say. He loved her, he wanted to marry her, and he told her in an old country way. Come on to my house, I'm gonna give you candy. Come on my house, I'm gonna give you apple and plum and apricot too. Hey, come on my house, come on. Come on my house, come on. Come on my house, I'm gonna give you figs and the dates and the grapes and cakes. Hey, come on my house, come on. Come on my house, come on. Come on my house, I'm gonna give you candy. Come on my house, I'm gonna give you everything. The beautiful girl smiled on the immigrant boys as if to say, tell me more. The boy did. Come on my house, I'm gonna give you Christmas tree. Come on my house, I'm gonna give you marriage ring and a pomegranate too. Hey, come on my house, come on my house, come on. Come on my house, I'm gonna give you peach and pear and I love your hair. Hey, come on my house, come on. Come on my house, come on. Come on my house, I'm gonna give you Easter egg. Come on my house, I'm gonna give you everything. Figs and the dates and the grapes and cakes, apple and plum and the apricot too, peach and pear and I love your hair, marriage ring and a pomegranate too. Hey, come on my house all your life, come on and be my wife, yeah. Come on my house all your life, come on and be my wife. Thank you. And Rosemary Clooney made that famous. A lot of people think it's Italian, you know, because they play it in like pizza parlors and stuff. I'll move into some songs by the great Gomidas Vardapet. Gomidas was a learned priest who you kind of compare to like the Bart. He did for Armenian music what Bartok did for Hungarian music. You know, he saved untold thousands of folk songs, work songs, religious music, secular music, all kinds of stuff at just the right time, right before the genocide. So most of the corpus of Armenian folk music that we know is pretty much thanks to him. So, I mean, he wrote hundreds of songs and he also conserved hundreds of songs as, you know, really one of the first ethnomusicologists. And he lived around the turn of the century, you know, so this was, you know, 100 plus years ago. And so the next, like, 5 I might be doing, 5 or 6, are going to be by him. I'm going to start with his Aurora, which is the lullaby. Hold on, one second. 나zo님 자니 나자니에레 에삭치기 나zo님 호이 나자니에레 하쿠쇼는 하즈님 자니 나자니에레 나자님 예레 노이 나잔예레 나자님 예레 호이 나잔예레 나자님 예레 호이 나잔예레 나자님 예레 호이 나잔예레 오야치 나리자 호이 나잔예레 엔기림 서레시 장 나잔예레 오야치 나리자 호이 나잔예레 엔기림 서레시 장 나잔예레 에삭치기 나zo님 호이 나잔예레 하키쇼니 하조님 자니 나잔예레 자루리가 글락치 호이 나잔예레 하늘리스칼 할락치 쇼이 나잔예레 나잔님 예레 호이 나잔예레 나잔님 예레 호이 나잔예레 나잔님 예레 호이 나잔예레 나잔님 예레 호이 나잔예레 오야치 나리자 호이 나잔예레 엔기림 서레시 장 나잔예레 오야치 나리자 호이 나잔예레 엔기림 서레시 장 나잔예레 에삭치기 나조님 호이 나잔예레 하키쇼니 하조님 자니 나잔예레 사러리가 붙가라 호이 나잔예레 예비비아미 삼차라 자니 나잔예레 나잔님 예레 호이 나잔예레 나잔님 예레 호이 나잔예레 나잔님 예레 호이 나잔예레 나잔님 예레 호이 나잔예레 아유 conde, te conde, le mai conde, abonte conde. Susan son bulbari bulbul, in ciubignole mota, le mai conde, abonte conde, le mai conde, abonte conde, le mai conde, abonte conde, le mai conde, abonte conde.
Thank you. Okay, I guess I'll should do one more and then take a break? Do one more. Going back, and we're going kind of back in time now. We're going to go back to the early 19th, late 18th century. Gusam Sharam was a famous Armenian troubadour. We call them ashugs. They go around the countryside telling stories and telling tales and wooing women and making children laugh and making widows cry and all the good stuff that troubadours do. So this one is by him. It's called Zachot Orere. It is really about the constant caravans and the moving of the Armenian people having to go from place to place due to trials and tribulations, and it seems like that never ends. So this is kind of still apropos 300 plus years later.
Hiçbir şana bari karavan o kanu gitar aşkın hep orastan Mother
Thank you so much, you guys. My name is Danny Bedrossi. I'm going to take a quick break. Check out some merch or stuff if you're interested, but I'll be back with a whole different set in just a few minutes. Thank you, guys. you. That was Sasunasar by Giovanni, another famous early 18th century Armenian troubadour. And we're gonna move on with some more of these kind of well-known old Armenian folk songs, some kind of dances and things. The Hajare is a very old tune in the Near East. A lot of cultures played stuff like this in these same kind of scales, and this is one it's one of these things that could be 1,000 years old, it could be 1,500 years old, the melody could be even older. So these things were just carried on and passed down musically, you know, generation to generation. piece is a piece by Sayat Nova, who's probably like, I don't know, you call him the Mozart of Armenian music? He's kind of very important ashug who traveled all over the Armenian world and throughout the neighboring countries, competing in musical competitions, playing, singing stories, singing songs, telling the history of the Armenian people. He's a very interesting character. He ended up in the court of the Georgian king. I'm not talking about the state north of us. I'm talking about the nation north of Armenia. And he was in the court of the Georgian king Erikle for many years as like the court musician. But he got in trouble for having relations with the king's sister. This king didn't like that. So, also interesting, just keep in mind, the Georgian king is also Armenian at the time, Bagratuni. They sent him on his way, and he continued being sort of a nomadic ashug, going around telling stories. He was a touring musician, you know what I mean? And so I definitely feel akin to these ashugs, and they're not sleeping with the king's sister, but the part about traveling and kind of having, you know, no necessary permanent home for certain parts of your life, and having to sort of live through the songs and live through the stories you tell. And it's a really kind of romantic, happy but sad kind of thing. And Sayat Nova is probably the most famous one of those. He sang in multiple languages and was, from what we can tell, a virtuoso musician. There's a lot of great films that were made in Soviet Armenia about Sayat Nova's life. And there's some really great black and white films about him that you can check out too. But he was really just a fantastic musician and composer. So I'm going to play a piece by him called Bulbuli Hit. play a Western Armenian piece from the city of Erzurum. This is called Erzurumi Shoror. Shoror is just kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of like swaying the hips, kind of, right? This is kind of a good way to Shoror. Kind of swaying back and forth. And this is from the city of Erzurum, also called Garin, in Western Armenia. So we've got a few raise your hand if you're Armenian. Armenians in the house? I mean, we got a couple Armenians here. Armenians? We got a couple Armenians? One's outside. Oh, yeah, we got one outside too. Okay. All right. We Eastern Armenian. Nectar, East. Western. Levin, that's right. Beirutsi. And Holly is she Western? Western. Yeah, okay. There's a very famous blind musician from Istanbul named Udi Hrant, and he was sort of the king of Western Armenian folk music in Turkey after the Ottoman Empire fell. He was so beloved that even by the Turks that he was just one of those ones who survived. And he wrote a number of really important pieces on violin and on the oud. His name was Udi Hrant. It means Hrant who plays the oud. And oud is like a Middle Eastern guitar, if you will. And he wrote this song, Sirunakchik, which is very famous. Pretty girl is what it means. And it was probably made most famous in the 1920s and early 30s, and then it was brought to America and turned into a subgenre of music in America that the Armenian Americans pioneered called kef music. Have any of you guys ever heard kef music before? Anybody? I know you guys know it. Kef music was like the popular Armenian American style of way of playing folk music. Eventually, electric guitar found its way into it. You know, other Middle Eastern cultures also had versions of kef. Who was the surf rock guitar guy from Lebanon? Surf rock. What? Dick Dale, right? Dick Dale is sort of like the Lebanese version of kef. It's kind of like Americanized Middle Eastern music. But I'm going to play it pretty close to the way they played it in the Ottoman Empire. But this is Sirunakchik by Udi Hrant. Sirunakchik sirunyan yergu hokizan Sirunakchik sirunyan yergu hokizan Arons kezi chengurna urboye tasedotan Arons kezi chengurna urboye tasedotan Hitit tanit murushi tasmuhaneranusha Hitit tanit murushi tasmuhaneranusha Shagarestu anushi tu bokeru tampachi Shagarestu anushi tu bokeru tampachi Yes humodulahi patut manuaste Yes humodulahi patut manuaste Pachek buke zitai edokian kuazde Pachek buke zitai edokian kuazde
구호기사 아론스케시 쳔구나 우보예 다세도다 아론스케시 쳔구나 우보예 다세도다 히티타니스 무루시 다스무한네라누시 히티타니스 무루시 다스무한네라누시 샤가레스 투아누시 투보케루 타파치 샤가레스 투아누시 투보케루 타파치 예스쿠모토 라이바 투토마누아스테 예스쿠모토 라이바 투토마누아스테 파치쿠케시타이 에토키안 구아스데 파치쿠케시타이 에토키안 구아스데
Thank you. That was in the book, 9 steps, 9-step dance, another 9/8. Do a couple more for you guys. Again, my name is Danny Bedrosian. Thank you so much for coming out. Thank you again to everybody at the Blue Tavern, Carrie and everybody for helping. Give it up to the Blue Tavern, actually. Can we do that? It remains a good place. And that's the key right there. It remains a hip place to do some cool stuff. Okay, that's the key right there. And then, you know, I just have to give it up one more time to the, if we can give a round of applause to Word of South as well, for those of y'all who, I've been an angry, vocal proponent of an increase in value to the arts in this city, a city that is full of artistic people, an increase in the impetus for the arts, an increase in the valuing the arts, and I feel like Word of South put valuing the arts on the map in Tallahassee. My opinion. I'm not a native. I've been here 23 years. I feel like they've done that. And then, and they co-sponsored these events these next few weeks, as well as the Chop House on the Bricks. I want to give it up to Chop House on the Bricks for those of y'all who've been there. Chef Matt Hagel, the Hagels are Tallahassee natives. Chef Matt is a brilliant chef. He used to be the chef over at the Miccosukee Root Cellar. some years ago. And I used to play piano over there. I see a Shiva over there. She used to work there as well, and we used to both work over at that spot. And then he remains just doing amazing things over at the Chop House in Thomasville. So if you guys have not eaten over there, I highly recommend it. My opinion, best steak I ever had in my life. And I've had steak all over the world. So it's, yeah, highly recommended, and thank you to them for their co-sponsorship of these events. I'll play a couple more for you guys. Oh, you know what? Yeah, okay, let me say a little something about this next one I'm going to play, actually. This is the Hurrian Hymn, and this is a piece I actually debuted at the Armenian Genocide Centennial. For those of you who are not aware of 26th century BC Mesopotamian history, the Hurrians were an ancient people who lived in northern Mesopotamia, eastern Anatolia, and the Caucasus back in the 3rd and 2nd millennium BC. They're also a piece of the ethnogenesis of the Armenian people, so part of our ethnogenesis comes from the ancient Hurrians. And they basically lived in the areas where Armenians, were later found. So their DNA is a part of our DNA. And they also inhabited areas in western Syria, northern Iraq. And they had composed a hymn around 1400 BC, the Hurrian Hymn, this is the oldest written piece that we can play pretty much in its entirety. There's a couple cuneiform pieces of the tablet that are missing, but other than that, it's a complete hymn, it's a complete song. It's in 11/4, which is pretty odd for modern standpoints, and it's an ancient Hurrian, which is not in the same language family as Armenian. However, Armenians and Hurrians, or I should say Proto-Armenians and Hurrians, lived together for thousands of years, and eventually the Hurrians assimilated into the Armenian people, and from there we have tons of Hurrian words that found their way into Armenian. The ancient Hurrian word for apple, kinsuri, later became kunsur in Armenian. But the Armenian word artsiv for eagle, maybe the old Armenian word, or is that the modern artsiv? It's the modern one. So artsiv, the word for eagle, was also found in Hurrian and Urartian. And for those who know about the ancient Urartu, which is one of the ancient kingdoms of Armenian, they spoke a version of Hurrian. So this is, our ancestors, and one of the oldest piece that we can play in the world. Not just Armenian, just the oldest piece. So I'm going to play a little bit, first couple verses of the Hurrian hymn. performed very few times in the last 2,800 years. I got just one more for you guys, but thank you so much again for coming out. I urge you to pick up either one of the Armenian comic books. We got a new album, or the P-Funk book if you're interested, or if you liked what you heard. Got lots of cool stuff. All of it is pretty new. And yeah, so thank you again, you guys, for your support. And I really appreciate everything. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you, Blue Tavern. Make sure you tip your bartenders. Much love. Thank you.